Hello everyone, welcome back. If you're new to my channel, my name is Gabbie. Hello and welcome. I hope that everybody that is tuning in, that is watching this channel right now is well, and I'd like to take a moment to send you guys some love and light energy as we go through these energy shifts, because we have a lot of energy coming to the earth right now. A lot of things are happening. November is a very, very busy month for us mentally, physically, and spiritually. So I don't know if any of you guys know this, or maybe a lot of you do know this, maybe a lot of you do follow, the Space Weather channel, and or maybe you guys are energy sensitives and you can feel what's coming in, but there's a lot of solar activity happening right now. There's a lot of geomagnetic energy that is coming to the earth right now. We had a lot of activity hit us at the beginning of November, and we have more energy on its way. Now the sun releases a lot of mega super duper hot high energy and particles and gases that eject thousands and thousands of miles, from the surface of the sun all the way through the solar system to Earth. Now, the amount of energy that it takes for a flare to shoot out from the sun is equivalent to approximately 160 million megatons of TNT. Talk about an explosion. Kaboom! Okay, so solar storms, when they're hitting the Earth, they temporarily disturb the Earth's magnetosphere. As the solar winds and the flares, they interact with the Earth's electromagnetic fields. Okay? If you were to check the Schumann resonance, you may notice that the amplitude, turns up really, really loud. That when I say the amplitude, so when you're looking at the Schumann resonance, I like to go to the Russian site. Sorry, the lighting is so bad. All you can see is my eyes and my mouth. So I like to go to the Schumann resonance. I like to go to the Russian site because the Russian site, I don't know, it has a lot of information, and I just like that. And if you don't want to go to the Russian site, I know that there's one in Italy. I think the heartmath.com. I can put links down below in the description area, and you can check both sites out, and then you can go check the Schumann resonance on either of those sites that resonates with you. But anyways, when I'm talking about the amplitude turning up on the Schumann resonance is when I'm looking at the graph. Okay, normally the graph is just this like blue graph with like these lines of green that kind of go across it. So lately we've been having these spikes. So there's these white lines that just like shoot all the way down the middle of the graph. Sometimes they're just like one straight line. Sometimes they're big white blobs. So when people are referring to the Schumann resonance spiking, that's what they're referring to, is those white lines spiking on the graph. Well, those aren't actually spikes in, I don't know how to put this. They're not actually spikes. It's an amplitude, so it's a noise level. So the Earth kind of shoots up a couple notches. So when that happens, you will see these white lines on the Schumann resonance create these like lines, these spikes in the Schumann resonance. Me, myself, I personally believe that the Earth is waking up from a deep sleep. That's those white spikes that you see in the Schumann resonance. Every time you see one of those sudden spikes or those sudden large white blobs on the Schumann resonance graph, that is something that's happening with the Earth, and she's waking up. Kind of similar to you, as you being born with amnesia, and all of a sudden you're going through all of these ascension shifts, these spiritual changes in your life, these enlightened moments that are happening in your life. Your pineal gland starts to open, which is your third eye, and you start remembering, and it's kind of like a spike in your brain. You're like, whoa, deja vu. I kind of think that that's what's happening with the earth, sort of, in a way, in a sense. She's kind of waking up. What she's doing is she is ascending and she's raising her vibrations. So those spikes on the Schumann resonance are indications that she's receiving information. She's alert and she's active. So when these solar flares eject all that energy towards the earth, I personally believe it's helping Gaia by sending her solar and cosmic energy to help her go through this transformation. You can look at it as an upgrade or a download, and because we're tuned into the earth along with nature, the animals, the trees, everything, the water, the dirt, the rocks, everything that is on this planet, on this earth, we are also going to receive the same downloads as she does, because we're all connected. We're all one. For energy. This is all just a natural occurrence to help us in our ascension process. We humans are affected because we all have our personal electromagnetic field that surrounds us. It's our auric, it's our etheric energy, the etheric light around us. You can't see it with your physical eyes. Well, some people can see it with their physical eyes, but I think when they're seeing it with their physical eyes, they're tuned into their third eye. I used to be able to see auras, colors around animals, rocks, people, and then it just kind of faded away. Like I have to try really hard to see the color around a person, but what I do see around people is kind of like what you see around me right now. You see that light coming above my hands? You see it when I move? I see that around people all the time, no matter if they're in the sunlight or not. If they're in the sunlight, it's more. I can notice it better than I can if they're not standing in the sunlight. But for the most part, that's what I see around people, and not just people. I see that around. If I'm looking at rocks or trees, I can see this energy, kind of just coming off of them. So the planet has its own electromagnetic energy surrounding it. We as humans have our own electromagnetic energy surrounding us. Animals have their own little electromagnetic surrounding themselves. We all have our own electromagnetic field. Therefore, in the same way that electromagnetic energy affects our planet, it can also affect our energy field and cause us to have symptoms, especially during these geomagnetic or solar flares. So most people feel these symptoms the day of the geomagnetic storm or the solar flares, but sensitive people, mostly empaths or shamans, will feel it days before these geomagnetic storms even hit the earth. That's amazing. I felt it I usually feel it about 3 days before a storm hits, especially a big storm. If it's a strong storm, I may feel it, 3 or 4 days before it hits. If it's a small storm, I might feel it the day before it actually hits. I'll know something is up because when I feel it in my hands, that's normally where I feel it first. It's in my hands. Or in my feet, I start to get this weird, like a pulsating, buzzing, humming feeling in my feet and in my hands. But the pulsating feeling that I get in my feet is actually really annoying. It really is. It kind of feels like a cat is sitting on my foot purring, but it's like this pulsating feeling that's deep inside your foot. It's just like, it's like you're getting shocked, but it doesn't hurt at all. My hands will become very warm and they'll look really pink. The last storm that just hit us, that we had a couple days ago, my hands were actually very hot. They felt like I had just got out of a hot bath or something, and they looked like I had them ran under hot water. They were really, really pink, like the palms of my hands, and they're pretty cold right now because I'm sitting by a window, but and the sun is shining on me, so you can't really see. Let me see if I back up a little bit. they're really not bad today. They're actually pretty pale. But the other day they were really pink, like pink. It was like I slapped something, or I had ran them under hot water for a long period of time, and they were so soft, and you could just feel the heat coming off them, and I had this like a vibrating, buzzing feeling, like a tingling feeling, just like pulsating from my hands. So I was doing some energy work, and going around my body, and I was like going around my daughter's body with my hands because I was going to take advantage of the extra energy that I was receiving, healing energy, because you have the power to heal, especially if you're an empath. So before this geomagnetic storm hit us the other day, I was laying in bed and I was thinking to myself, something is really up, because all day today my hands and feet have been tingling. They've been really hot. I'm getting this pulsating feeling in my hands and in my feet, and then I was just laying there and I got really comfortable and I was just about to drift off to sleep. All of a sudden this like warm sensation just like snuck up on me, but it just like all of it went to my feet. It felt like my feet were on fire. I was so hot. It was cold outside. I turned the heat off in the house. I opened the windows in my bedroom. My husband was like, "You're driving me crazy. I don't know what's wrong with you." I'm not old enough to go through menopause. At least I don't think I'm old enough to go through menopause. I don't know. I don't know if there's a specific age, but I don't think I'm there yet. I'm not going through menopause, you guys. This is not menopause, okay? This is the symptoms of a solar storm coming. So I thought to myself, yes, something is coming, something is up. Let me check the Space Weather Channel. And lo and behold, coronal hole, boom, yep, gas flying out of the sun, and was due to hit the Earth in about 3 to 4 days, the day that I was feeling these symptoms. So I was feeling that energy 3 to 4 days before it actually hit the Earth. Also, here's some more symptoms that you may experience. These are my symptoms, but I know a lot of people have the same symptoms or mimic the symptoms. But so it's the warm hands, the feet, the tingling feeling, the pinkness. A lot of people will have trouble falling asleep. I know I did have trouble falling asleep and staying asleep. It was so hard to stay asleep. Like I would be really tired finally and fall asleep after struggling to fall asleep, and then I was up again, and then I was tossing and turning, and I was just so tired. It was just like, I'm over this. And I was getting up and out of bed and starting my day at 1 o'clock in the morning. It was just annoying. But there's a positive side to this. Even though I got up at 1 o'clock in the morning, I didn't have that loss of energy that you would think that I had. I got up, I started my day, I watched a couple shows that I like to watch that are on my DVR. I did my cardio, I did my yoga meditation, I did my yoga, had my breakfast, did a few things here and there, and I survived the whole day. I felt great, I felt energized, I felt good, I felt like a brand new person. There was nothing wrong with me other than when you tried to sleep at night, or when I tried to sleep at night, I just could not get the sleep that I know I needed, but apparently I didn't need it because I don't look that bad. I don't look like I didn't sleep. Do I look like I didn't sleep? Disregard this eye. You see that? When I have that bag right there, I have something called Graves' disease, and it comes from my thyroid. So it's something that makes your eye, the tissue in your eyes, get really inflamed, and I guess it makes your eyes bulge out of your head or whatever. But I had my thyroid removed, and it's supposed to make the Graves' disease stop, but I don't think that it stops. I don't know. My body's just crazy. It's doing all these crazy things. But honestly, I feel like I'm healing myself, so I don't worry too much about it anymore. So also, during these solar flares or these geomagnetic storms, I will have the worst time trying to fall asleep. So these are my symptoms. I know a lot of people have the same symptoms or mimic the same symptoms. But sleeping, falling asleep is hard. Staying asleep is hard. I tossed and turned the whole night. It was just horrible. I was so tired. Like, I know I need to sleep. Like, I wanted to fall asleep. I was so tired, but I just couldn't. And then when I finally fell asleep, I was just up tossing and turning. I was so uncomfortable. Everything hurt. My legs, my joints hurt, my feet were hot. I think the most annoying thing was my feet being hot because I just felt like I was too hot to sleep. I just could not sleep. So I was getting all of this energy, and that's when I found out it's because there was a storm that was hitting us on November 5th. I had no idea that we were, going to have a solar flare or we were going to have this geomagnetic storm until I looked it up on the space weather. And that's when I seen there was a coronal hole, an erupted gas spewing out, shooting out towards the Earth, and it was supposed to arrive. And it did, and it hit us on November 5th. And I was feeling all of this energy on November 1st. I was so hot at night in my bed. I was just so uncomfortable. I think I mentioned this. I may not have. I don't remember. I turned the heat off in the house. I opened up all the windows in my bedroom. It was 38 degrees outside. I live by the water, so you get a nice, cool, cold, crisp breeze come into the bedroom. So yeah, I had a nice cold breeze coming in and, blowing some of that hot air off my feet. It felt really, really good. It felt very comforting, but I think I froze my husband out. But even though I had the windows open and had the heat off, I still woke up hot and I was just soaked in sweat. My whole t-shirt was just hot and sweaty and soaked, and it's not menopause. I'm not at that point in my life as of yet. So yeah, those are just the symptoms that I was getting before this solar storm came in. So those are some of the symptoms that are indications for me that my body tells me, hey, Gabbie, hello, there's something coming. There's a geomagnetic storm coming. There's some interference coming. Get ready, because it's going to bring in these awesome downloads. There was another thing I was noticing. I was experiencing heart palpitations. I haven't had them in months, you guys, months. And heart palpitations is like a red flag for me. Like, yep, energy's coming. Get ready. Brace yourself. Drink water, Gabbie. Rest and take care of yourself. And then all of a sudden, I had them just out of the blue. During the day, mostly I get these heart palpitations at night when I'm trying to rest and relax and fall asleep. All of a sudden, they'll just creep up on me and start palpitating. But the last one I just received at the beginning of November, I was getting them during the day when I was just sitting down doing nothing. I wasn't doing anything strenuous, no cardio at the moment that I was feeling it. It was just, I was just chilling, like I'm sitting here chilling right now, and then all of a sudden it just started to creep up on me, and this palpitation is just like, sometimes it's like a flutter, and sometimes they're just these heart palpitations, and they don't really last that long. I don't think they last longer than 20 minutes. At least mine don't. They might not even last that long. I think the longest mine lasts have been 20 minutes at a time. But for the most part, I don't usually experience heart palps unless I'm settling into my bed, and then my heart would just flutter or jump or, palpitate for like 15, 20 minutes. And I know that energy is coming in when that happens. My heart, picks it up. It's like kind of like a radar. That's the indication, like the notification for me. My heart will start to do this palpitation thing. And I know now, when this happened to me years ago and I didn't know, I was seeing the cardio doctor and I was just worrying and thinking so many things, or I thought I was dying. But now I know to relax. I tell myself, my heart chakra is opening, and I just say, breathe, Gabbie, everything's going to be okay. I tell myself to imagine or envision, light flowing through my body, to give me an open channel for this energy to flow freely without these blocks. But I want to stop for a moment. Side note, if you are having heart palpitations, it is a good idea to talk to your, primary doctor just to rule out any medical concerns, okay? So once you get that clean bill of health and your doctor says your heart is strong and healthy, then it is definitely these energy shifts that are coming in and hitting the earth. And when you start to open up and you start to get into your spirituality and taking care of yourself and start consciously getting involved with yourself spiritually, you'll start to be in tune with the earth, so you'll know when these energy shifts are coming in. You'll know what your body feels during those times. You'll know how your body feels and reacts, and you'll know the symptoms when certain portal gateways are opening, or during certain moon phases like the new moon or the full moon. So once you start to become in tune with your body and in tune with earth, you'll know that everything's okay with you and it's nothing medical, it's nothing to be concerned about. So even though you're aware consciously of how the energy feels when it comes in and the symptoms that you feel, and you know that you have a clear bill of health, and even if you don't know that you have a clear bill of health, these storms can be pretty harsh on us, even those of us that are aware of them coming in. There are people that die from heart attacks during a geomagnetic storm because it can be that harsh on us. So just take care of yourself and try to work on your heart chakra, and don't hold on to grudges, and don't eat poorly, eat healthy, drink water, don't eat things that are bad for your heart. And if you know somebody that has heart issues, make sure that that person is in a calm state of mind, that they're not all worked up, because as these storms come in, they do affect our heart. So people that already have heart issues are usually the people that will suffer the consequence of the heart issue. Now, I'm not telling you this to create fear porn. I'm just giving you some knowledge. So talking about the heart and, being aware of the solar storms and the energy coming in and taking care of yourself, I have to lead by example or follow by example. And, so 2 days prior to the storm hitting on the 3rd and on the 4th, I was doing some cardio, and, my cardio is about 25 minutes, and I couldn't even get into it. I felt hot. My heart was pumping, just like pounding. I think that if I was to take my shirt off, you could see my heart pounding out of my chest. I could hear my heartbeat in my ears. It was pounding. You could see that little vein right here just like thumping out of my neck. It was crazy. I thought I was going to die. I thought I was just going to keel over and die on the floor. And, this wasn't something that I was worked up, 15 minutes in. This was something that I was like maybe, 5-10 minutes in, and I was struggling. And this is not new to me. I do this cardio stuff every single day. I do the same routine, and I just felt like it was my first day ever exercising. I just couldn't handle it. So what I had to do was, I had to realize, yes, Gabbie, these energies are coming in. You need to take it easy, girl, before you really do die. Because, if I overdo it, this avatar, and I don't take care of it during these energy shifts, yes, I could keel over and die if I don't take care of myself, because I'm in human form right now. And the energy that was coming in and my energy, they just weren't meshing or something. I just have to take it easy and allow this energy to come in. I guess it's like two opposites or something. When you're working and the energies are coming in, I guess that's just too much on your body. So you do have to take it easy. You can't be stressed out. You can't be worked up. You have to take care of yourself. So what I did was I had to calm myself down. I had to do some pranayama breaths. I did some light, easy yoga, you know, to get myself relaxed. And it was a good way to open up my energy fields to allow this energy to merge with my body instead of just blasting through it, killing me, because, you know, I want to work out and I want to integrate the light, you know, and sometimes we just have to take it easy and allow the integration process to take place. You know, it's kind of like your cell phone, for instance. When you get that little notification on your cell phone that it's time to upgrade or download some information, I don't know about you, but I have an Apple phone. And any time that I try to do an upgrade or something, you know, when I get that little notification to upgrade my phone, I cannot use my phone. I have to set my phone down and let the upgrade go through before I can use my phone. So kind of like us. So when this upgrade is coming, or these downloads are coming to us, we kind of just got to like take it easy and allow the download to enter us before we can continue on with what we want to do. So then I realized not only are we going to get hit with these solar storms, okay, on November 7th is the new moon. So we're getting solar energy, we're getting moon energy. There's a lot of energy coming through, you guys, so much energy. I felt different symptoms with the moon. Okay, so like after the 5th came and gone, you know, because I don't feel the symptoms the day of the geostorm. I usually get them the days before it, and then when the storm comes, I'm good. So the 7th rolls around, and I'm like, okay, so what's going on? I'm still feeling these effects from the geomagnetic storm. This is like crazy. That's when I realized that it was the new moon. So I felt different symptoms. I got a little, my energy back, my heart palpitations stopped, which was good. I could continue on with my cardio, and I felt great. I felt energized. I had the urge to drink a lot of liquids, a lot of water. I just wanted something to drink, anything. I just wanted to keep drinking. I was just very thirsty. These geomagnetic storms, they deplete your water reserves. So that's why it's so important that you must drink water. Water. I was also a little nauseous. At around 2 o'clock, I had the urge to go to sleep. Like all of a sudden, I just got like real wicked tired, like real sleepy. I was fighting the urge to go to sleep because I didn't want to be awake all night, so I was trying not to go to sleep, but my eyes just got like real wicked heavy, and I don't know, I just, one minute I was awake, and the next minute I was zonked out, you know, and I slept for about maybe 20 minutes or so. Then my daughter seemed worried or something. At least that's what it sounded like to me, or maybe I was dreaming, I don't know. One minute I was awake watching TV with her laying on the couch, then the next minute I was just snoring. And you know, I checked the Schumann resonance when I got up 20 minutes later, and it actually hit a 73 amplitude. That was a sudden spike. It went from a 2 point to a 7.3 point, like that. So it's kind of like I was being drained out. This low energy was like, I felt like somebody sucked the life out of me. That's how I felt. And then all of a sudden, shot up. And then I was good again. I was good. I was like brand new. So once I got up from that little siesta that I took, that little 20-minute siesta, I felt good. I felt great. Like I said, I felt brand new. I must have needed to, I don't know, I got that download and I needed to shut down and reboot myself. So, you know, just listen to your body, guys. If you're tired, sleep. If you're hungry, eat. If you're thirsty, drink. Just listen to your body. Your body tells you everything that it needs so you could survive. Then on the 7th at night, when I tried to go to sleep again, I was hot at night. again. I was like, oh my God, what is going on? You know, this is crazy. These energy shifts that are coming in are crazy. I had a slight headache. I don't like the headache part. The headaches suck on the 7th. And then I woke up at about 10 p.m. and then again at 12 a.m. and then again at 1 a.m. again. Oh, 1 o'clock in the morning, gig, waking up, starting my day again. I had a migraine. It was like killer pounding migraine. And, you know, then I wasn't tired. And then at 2:30 in the morning, suddenly I got very nauseous. Like, I haven't gotten this nauseous since, I don't even remember when. I mean, like, really bad. I just felt like prickly needles all over my face. My mouth started to fill up with saliva. I felt a rise in my stomach. I felt like I was just going to hurl right there. It was just really bad. But this feeling came over me, and then it just disappeared like nothing. And then I was fine. So that was like a red flag. Like, Gabbie, check the Schumann resonance. See what's going on. So when I checked it, it was spiking just, you know, just a little bit. Not a lot. It wasn't that 73 like it was before. And then I checked the space weather, and it was in the yellow. So we had a little bit of an influx, I guess, of energy from the solar flare that is about to, or maybe it was a little bit of the lingering out there from the last one. But this, when I was reading, and I noticed another solar storm was coming. Another one, another geomagnetic storm coming right towards the Earth. So what was happening, you guys, was I've been feeling this energy for a long time. November 1st, all of this energy before the solar flare hit and caused the geomagnetic storm on the 5th. Then the 7th, the new moon energy. Then another solar flare is coming to Earth, you guys. So I started to feel that on the 7th, and it's due to arrive to Earth by the 10th or the 11th. Then, on top of all that, we have the 11-11-11 gateway portal. So I've just been getting hit, slammed, bombarded by all these energies. Forecasters are predicting, and they say that there is a 55 to 60% chance of a G1 class geomagnetic storm that will be entering the Earth in the next few days. It should be arriving on the 10th or the 11th. It takes about 3 days to arrive once, you know, the gases are erupted. So prepare yourself, you guys. Prepare yourself mentally and physically, and most importantly, spiritually. We are receiving so many downloads, and, you know, when this happens, we will feel the effects, especially those of us that are sensitive to energy. So those of us that are sensitive to energy are usually empaths or shamans. Also, it may be intensified because when it's coming, it's happening on the 11-11-11 gateway. So solar flares are known to affect the central nervous system. You could have an upset stomach because it affects the stomach lining. It'll affect your brain activity, including your balance, causing vertigo. It will affect your human behavior, your mental, emotional, physical responses. Solar flares can also cause us to be nervous, anxious. They can cause you to worry, feel jittery, so lay off the coffee. They can make you feel dizzy, shaky, irritable and grumpy, lethargic, suddenly feel exhausted, have short-term memory problems. I have that problem even when there is no solar activity. And you could also experience heart palpitations. You may also feel nauseous, queasy. You may experience pressure in your head, in your face, in your sinus areas, and you may even experience headaches and or migraines. So take it easy, you guys. Now, it's possible that many of you have already noticed these symptoms, especially if you are an empath. Empaths are energy sensitive, very energy sensitive, and even shamans too. Most of, or all of us, are actually empathic, just not many of us are aware of it yet. So the ones that are more aware or are aware are the ones that are noticing. So I did this video because I wanted to talk about the geomagnetic storms and how it affects us, but I also want to take a moment to acknowledge the sun and the moon, even though I was just talking about the sun because that's how the solar storms are created. But I want to talk about the moon for a second because there is a new moon in November in the very beginning of the month, and you may still be feeling the lingering effects of it because you usually feel it a couple days before, the day of, and a few days later. But there's also this 11-11-11 gateway coming in and another electromagnetic storm coming in. So all of this ties into each other, and a lot of these energies are going to be very intensified. So a lot of you may know that the moon affects, the tides on Earth, and it affects a lot of human behavior. So does the sun. The sun is our life. Without the sun, we would die. If we don't get enough sun, we get sick. Many of us up north tend to get sick during the darker, colder seasons because we don't see much of the sun. Today is actually the first sunny day that we've had in the last couple days. It's been very cloudy, and we had our first snowfall yesterday. Now, if you were to ask any nurse or doctor in an emergency room about the high rate of accidents during the time of a full moon, packing up their emergency room, they would have so many interesting stories to tell you. And they will tell you. I know a lot of nurses, and I've heard a lot of crazy stories. You could even ask police officers if there is more criminal behavior during the time of a full moon, and I'm sure that their answer will always be yes. This is actually where the term lunatics comes from the lunar moon, lunatic, lunatic. Now, in addition, this increase in solar activity also correlates to periods of more accidents, temperaments in people causing crimes, murders, and illnesses, especially with people that have heart problems. Remember we spoke about the heart problems earlier during these geomagnetic storms? So people that have heart issues may have an increase in heart issues if they are either diabetic, blood sugar can be a little off, a little wonky, and could cause them to have to go see a doctor because their sugar is either too high or too low. They just can't get it right. They might even pass out from a diabetic coma. Now, my father's a diabetic, and I have a good friend of mine that's a diabetic, and I know that when the activity on the earth is intensified, they do have a little bit of a hard time struggling with getting their numbers right. And not just because of the activity of the earth, it also has to do with what's going on in their life. So it intensifies everything. So everything just comes full circle for them. And, people that are diabetic are people that should not be stressed out or worried, because worrying and stress causes your numbers to either just shoot way up or shoot way down real low. And I know that they could go into a diabetic coma and pass out, and it's just not good. It's not safe. So if you're a diabetic, just try to keep a handle on your numbers. Try to just eat the way you're supposed to eat, healthy. Watch your numbers, watch your temper, just take care of yourself mentally, take care of yourself physically, and just try to not stress out and just take it easy during this time. And it shouldn't just be during this time, it should be always. Just always take care of yourself. Try to always, remain in a stable, calm, mental level. Keep your vibration high, and just stay away from negative situations. So again, I'm not trying to cause fear porn for anybody that's watching this. I just want you to be aware and, stay on top of your health by being extra cautious and attentive to your healthcare needs. the entire biosphere is affected by this electromagnetic energy. And, you know, all of us, we're all connected, we're all one. We're all affected by not only these electromagnetic storms, we're all going to be affected by the 1111 gateway. We're all affected by the moon energy. So, you know, just take care of yourself. And again, if you're a person that has problems with their heart, you know, high blood pressure, low blood pressure, just any heart problem or difficulty that you are dealing with, you just need to take it easy and try not to stress. And not only during electromagnetic storms and gateway openings and stuff like that, and moon phases, but it should be a part of your everyday life to just take care of yourself and try not to stress, and just let go of things that no longer serve you, and try to live your life in a high vibration, in a positive frequency, in the frequency of love. It is very important that we know what we want rather than what we don't want. Otherwise, we will manifest more of the things that we don't want in our life. So, for example, try not to say things like, I'm broke, or I can't afford this, or I can't pay my bills, or, you know, I don't have enough money, because if you keep saying that, you're going to make it happen, and it's going to be true. And you're always going to live the life of struggle because you don't believe that you have what it takes to financially be set, okay? And it's very important to really, really, really watch what you think and what you say, because we are entering a portal gateway on the 11th, 11/11/11. Okay, so November 11th, 2018, we are entering an 11/11/11 gateway. So we really, really need to pay attention to our thoughts and our words. All this energy that's coming in will be strong, so intense. I suggest that you write down what it is that you really, really want, what you want for yourself, what you want out of life, what changes that need to be made, whatever it is. It's important that maybe you write it down. So when you're manifesting, you want to remove from asking for things that are physical. When I was manifesting, I couldn't understand why I was unable to get the things that I was manifesting, what I thought I was manifesting. But yet, things that I always say manifested that I didn't really want, but I would say it a lot and it manifested. That's because when we're manifesting, our words are energy. Most people think that manifesting is thinking up something, like thinking up a boat or a house or lots and lots of money or a husband or true love. And that's not how you manifest. That's how I thought that's how you manifested, because, you know, if you're a divine being, you should be able just to say it and it be. But it's not, that's not how it is. You can't just say, you know, I want that house. I want a big, beautiful mansion, or I want a boat, and boom, you get a boat. That's not how it happens. You have to think outside the box. You have to dig deeper. Think in the form of quantum physics, in the form of light, or in the form of waves. Okay, so hear me out. Waves create particles. Thought creates the physical form. Okay? So, for instance, if you want to manifest money, or you want to be financially set in life, you have to think outside the box and think in the form of a wave that creates financial security. Why do you not have financial security? Think about it for a second. What's holding you back from having financial security? What's holding you back from getting it? Is it fear? Did you lose your desire? Did you lose your passion? Then you must manifest desire or passion into your reality. Manifest confidence, self-control. What do you want to create? balance? Do you want to create balance? Harmony? How about love or trust or all of the above? Not material things. You cannot manifest a material object. You could get there, you could get those material objects, but you have to manifest it through love, trust, harmony, confidence, balance, because those things will guide you to getting those material things. During this energy DNA download, this 11-11-11 gateway, what do you want to create for yourself? What is it that you want? Okay. What's blocking you from getting the thing that you want? For instance, love. What's blocking you from finding true love? Love is energy and vibrational frequency. It's appreciation. It's gratitude. Love is not fear. It's not sexual either. I mean, it can be, but it's not sexual. It's being grateful. It's having gratitude. Think in wave forms. What's holding you back from getting it, finding it? Fear, doubt, lack of security, or even fear of believing in yourself, believing that you can't have it, that you're not good enough for it. I mean, I don't know. You should believe in yourself. You should manifest confidence, manifest love in your life, manifest trust in yourself. You need to get into alignment with yourself. Realign, just realign yourself. Realign in this third dimensional reality and realign your waveform, your vibration. Raise your vibration. You are a divine being, and you can create your world. You can create a new paradigm. You could break free from the old paradigm and your old beliefs and what you were taught. This is a great time to consciously practice your manifesting skills at this time, during these energy shifts, during these geomagnetic storms, during this full or this new moon phase, during this 11-11-11 gateway, during the whole month of November or December, going into 2019. This is the perfect time to practice your manifestation skills. You just have to know how to do it. And I've been there where I didn't know how to do it, and I didn't think I could do it because I wasn't doing it correctly. I was thinking with my ego. I was thinking in the third dimensional matrix form. You have to think in energy, in waveforms. Now these solar flares can break apart old patterns that are no longer needed so that the new ones can emerge. Okay, this can make us feel hyper and exhausted all at the same time. It can also wreak havoc on our technology, such as your cell phone or your laptop, your computers, all your electronics. Anything electronic can make it all act crazy and wonky and not work. So taking a Himalayan crystal salt bath or an Epsom salt bath can help to really alleviate some of these aches and pains. Do not use table salt. Table salt is toxic. Okay, it has to be like Epsom salt, black salt, Himalayan salts, stuff like that. Not table salt. Table salt, toxic. But yeah, as we go through all of these energy shifts, you can even do these baths. Once a month is actually pretty good to do these baths, but as we go through these energy shifts, these moon phases, and these geomagnetic storms, it's good that you get yourself some Epsom salt and take a bath in the hottest water that your body can stand for about 30 minutes. You can add some essential oils and some candles, some crystals, and some meditation music, and just chill. Meditate and chill. So by taking these Epsom salt baths, this will assist your physical body to create an electrolyte balance that can handle very large currents of energy from Gaia. Also, you guys, try to stay hydrated and drink as much liquids as you can. Try to drink as much water as you can. Water with lemon, water with lime, coconut water, because water is the best conduit for electrical currents. And stay grounded. And you can do that by going out into nature, walking in the grass barefoot, standing on the ground barefoot. Meditating also helps. Meditating can just be you in a room where you are, just sitting and just being in the now moment. It doesn't have to be something difficult. A lot of people think meditating is hard. Just meditating is all about just taking in the moment, what's going on around you at that moment. Just have a few moments out of the day where they're yours. Just consciously, be in the moment, what's going on around you. So you could do that, or you can do guided meditations, either or. They're helpful. And I really hope that this helps you guys understand a little more about these solar flares, these geomagnetic storms, and how much that, they can affect us as sensitives, because we're all sensitive to energy. Just a lot of us are a little more aware of it, but we are all sensitive to energy because we are all a part of Gaia. We are all part of each other. We are one. We are energy. And remember, we are infinite beings. You are divine. You are infinite, living and experiencing a beautiful transformation that's taking place as the earth, rises in consciousness. We are being pulled to raise our consciousness to the fourth and the fifth dimensions. Rather you know it or not, whether you want to or not, it's happening. It's going to just happen. It's all a part of life. It's what's taking place right now. We are entering a new world, a new earth. We're entering a new eon. There's so many things that are happening right now that scientists can't even tell you about because it's never happened before. NASA can't even tell you about it because it's never happened before. They have no answers for you. You just have to trust your intuition. So, just ask yourself, talk to your spirit team. Everybody has one. You have a higher self. You have a divine spiritual team. All you have to do is talk to them. You can talk to them. Just ask them questions. You can talk out loud. You can ask them the questions in your head. You can do this while you're meditating, while you're taking an Epsom salt bath, when you're sitting in the moment, having some quiet time. You will get the answers. Just trust yourself. Trust your intuition. Don't feed into this end of the world fear porn crap that's being spewed out on YouTube everywhere about, the earth is ending and all this crap. It's not happening. The earth is not ending. We're not all dying. We're ascending. Just stay positive, be happy, and practice random acts of kindness, vibrate at a higher level, and just be love as we ascend. The best thing that we can do right now is to slow down our thoughts, getting some form of exercise, get into nature, ground yourself, and last but not least, drink that water, you guys. Drink water. Water. Stay hydrated. It's very important that you stay hydrated during these solar flares and these energy shifts. I'm sending you guys lots of love and warm blessings. Gabbie.